So basically, Stanley, they made a movement instead of focusing on the old ones or Stanley, and they understand the market nowadays. So they are doing this particular rebranding as to make sure that the product is actually still viable in the market. So every companies normally they need to think of this kind of strategy. So how they able to conduct this particular method and they become successful in terms of 750 million company as they better in terms of creating what we call it as an integrated marketing communication. So as we go through what is actually integrated marketing communication, in 1980s, normally company, they are thinking about the broader perspective of marketing communication, and they recognize that they cannot fully focus on traditional marketing anymore, but they need to strategically integrate the promotional tools that they are having. So company, they need to coordinate various promotional elements and also the other marketing activities that can able to communicate with the firm's customer. So by having said that, um, company, they identified that, okay, first, they need to categorize by the rapid development in that particular area, which is mean they need to think, okay, in terms of the sales promotion, direct marketing, public relation, which currently it is very challenging for the advertising role to dominate that particular form of marketing communication because of IMC is about coordinating various promotion elements, okay, at the other marketing activities, which they can able to communicate to the firm's customer. So in order to ensure all this particular marketing and also promotion activities can be projected as a consistent and also unified image, so the IMC is being coined, and also companies which is especially in advertising agencies, they start to think of, okay, previously advertising agency, one advertising agency, they have their own specialty. Contoh company ABC, they are going to focus on advertising through newspaper. Company CDE, for example, they are going to focus on billboard advertising. Company FGH, they are going to focus on, for example, another tools of marketing. So these particular advertisement agency, they try to think of, okay, we need to coordinate all this particular use of variety promotion tools, because of rather than they relying on the primary on the media advertising itself, so then they need to step up in terms of their gains. So a lot of companies nowadays, they began to look beyond the traditional advertising agency, and they try to focus on the promotional specialists to develop and implement this particular various component of the promotion mix. So according to American Association to Advertising Agencies, okay, companies normally they need to come up with a concept of marketing communication planning, and they need to recognize, is there any added values which it can come up as a comprehensive plan that evaluates the strategic roles of variety in the communication discipline, and also it combines the consistency and also the maximum communication impact. So if they foresee that, okay, I need to use TikTok in order for us to have a maximum communication impact with the customer, so then the company need to think of how they should execute that particular items. So one of the company, okay, which is Mont Blanc, is actually one of the leading international brand. Ada orang nak masuk kelas, okay. Leading international brand of luxury writing instrument, which they come up with watches, jewelry, headphones, leather goods, and also other accessories. So Montblanc is actually one of the company that thinking about the synergy of these particular items, and they use this particular distinctive brand names and images to represent the classic design centered, and they try to position themselves as watches, pen, accessories, which is the high quality which they can suit and accommodate the lifestyle of that particular products. So they try to upscale the image, enhancing the company's higher prices, as the strategy is actually to distribute the product through boutiques, jewelry stores, or other exclusive retail shops, which is including their own retail store. So basically, that is actually the strategy for the Mont Blanc itself, in terms of focusing on the traditional way, and they try to step up in terms of their games accordingly. So a part of that also, Mont Blanc, they use the IMC as a global campaign, as they make up this particular mark maker campaign, which is designed to focus on people who are living by the intuition rather than rules. So then they can come up with the convention for greater goals for self-actualization. So if you learn in Maslow hierarchy of needs, the top of the Maslow hierarchy of needs is actually the self-actualization. So this particular campaign basically emphasizes on the core belief that people can leave a mark, because pen kan kita buat writing, okay, we come up with our signature, but not just by achieving success, but also enjoying the journey along the way and pursuing the endeavor that inspired that particular person. So that's how they try to accommodate in terms of this particular matter. So, when we talk about the evolution of integrated marketing communication, basically there is the contemporary perspective or IMC, which is company normally they are facing the criticism in terms of, okay, people normally think of this particular approach as inside out marketing. So inside out marketing approach is actually where company they are unbundling promotion mix element, so then they can have one unified or one look and it's paid at one voice. So then semua tu you akan nampak sama sahaja. Okay. As marketers, they are becoming more sophisticated and they try to develop better understanding in terms of the IMC. So then they start to recognize that it is also better for them to involve more than just coordinating the various elements in the marketing, but the communication programs they should put up in one look, one voice approach is actually very accommodating for that particular company itself. So according to this particular scholar, which is Dawn, developed that many people think it is appropriate for the marketers to do so. And integrated marketing communication basically is about a strategic business process in order for them to plan, to develop, to execute, to measure, persuasive brand communication with customer, consumer, prospect, employees, associate, targeted audiences. So which is mean that the goal is for this particular company to make sure that there is a short-term financial return, and also they can build a long-term brand of that particular shareholders. So those are the things in terms of the evolution of the IMC. Currently I'm in the, I don't know whether your slide is actually berapa, because of currently I'm let me see, mine is actually 8, might probably yours is also 8 or 7 like that. The slide is not moving, it's still in the standing cup. Sabar je lah, semua orang diam je, kenapa? Okay, so currently dah tukar 1.1. Sabar je lah.
Oh,
So dia baru sampai O dia. So currently you are in the what slides?
1.1, the evolution of integrated.
Oh, 1.1 pula.
Yang tu lah. Betul lah kan?
Okay, so currently I'm
Okay,
in
1.2.
1.2 already. Okay. Sabar je lah. Sebab itu guna Microsoft Teams dia cepat juga sikit. Sedih I dah bebel dah panjang Okay. So, The next one. Okay, the reason for growing importance of IMC. Basically, marketers, they need to understand that the value strategically integrating various communication function is actually they need to operate it autonomously. Okay, so by coordinating this particular marketing communication effort, so then the company itself, they can avoid the duplication. So which is me, if they are doing it in or by using newspaper, so then tak adalah dia guna benda yang sama in order for them to implement dekat social media. So then they need to take advantage of the synergy of all these particular promotion tools, and they can able to develop more efficient and effective marketing communication programs. So company also, they can able to see in terms of one of the way to move to integrated marketing. Also, it can reflects in terms of adaptation by the marketers to the changing environment. So here we are looking in terms of the evolution of micro marketing. So my question is that what is actually micro marketing? Semua orang dah belajar kan time semester lepas kan dalam MKT425 if I'm not mistaken. So what is actually micro marketing? Can I have Anis Adibah ada?
Yes, madam.
Okay. What is actually your stance ataupun your understanding on what is actually micro marketing? Yes, Adibah? Anis Adibah hilang ke?
That tends to target specific group.
Okay, so specific group, for example. For example,
Women,
Adibah?
women section.
Again, tak berapa clear.
Women section based on criteria.
Okay, women section based on criteria. So then kalau in terms of IMC, another one is actually contohnya macam Spotify lah senang cerita. So then Spotify normally they personalize your playlist kan according to the micro marketing punya effort. So then they use this particular data analytics and then they try to create your highly personalized playlist for each one of the user. So contoh kalau you suka dengan lagu rock, dia akan keluar lah all these particular items according to the listener punya habits. Okay. So then kalau untuk yang the traditional way, dia akan personalize lah. Kalau micro marketing, dia akan fokus on contohnya untuk women section. Kalau yang tadi tu lebih kurang untuk internet dan juga digital advertising, digital marketing. Okay. So micro marketing is basically that a company, they try to come up with a strategy that involve targeting a very specific segment of the market, and they try to tailor that particular marketing messages and also offer to that particular specific group of customer. So slide I dah moving ke belum?
Belum.
Ya Allah. Okay. So next week I rasa I kena pakai ni jugalah. Microsoft Team. Tapi Microsoft Team you all kena join dulu my group dulu.
Hai, medium boleh.
Jenuh lah satu-satu slide nak kena tekan macam ni. Okay. So the next one. Okay, one of the company which is Google. So Google is also dominating the online search advertising marketers, and they use this particular keyword targeted advertising lah, which is they have this particular Google Ads. So then Google, Bings, and then all these particular search engines normally they run their advertisement on website and also the social media. Basically they narrowly targeted to that particular consumer interest based on what we are talking just now. So what makes this particular most popular platform for online search advertising? So kalau orang nak buat advertisement, so which platform yang paling okay? Selalunya orang akan guna Yahoo, Bing, and etc. etc. Okay. So the next one. So slide moving ke tak? Tak moving juga ya. Hey, stress. Okay, so the challenges of having this particular IMC is actually where there are various major challenges facing the marketers in practices IMC. So the first one is actually the proliferations of non-traditional media, which is coupled with the changing media consumption behavior of the consumer. Because of you manage to see that kalau all this particular senior citizen, generation X, generation Y, they are not just like current younger generation, which is generation Z. Because of the younger generation right now, the consumer particularly, they try to roll out in terms of the communication, which the way the marketers need to identify the forms of media that they want to expose to, and also the amount of time that this particular younger generation willing to spend on consuming various media, and also they can even identify the content that they want to receive lah, because of you can filter which one that you want, which one that you don't want. So this particular item, for example, just like macam proliferation of non-traditional media, for example, the traditional platform, normally we are talking about the TV, radio, printed, and then we also use all this particular podcast, influencer marketing, right now, and then content streaming services. So younger generation, they focus more on this particular well diverse in terms of unconventional ways. Okay, so as you manage to see that consumer also, they are having like less responsive to the advertising messages, because of people normally they are being oversaturation of the advertising across the multiple channels, and also consumer, they try to become more adept in filtering out and or kita panggil sebagai ignoring the traditional advertising message. So this phenomenon normally refers to what we call it as the advertising fatigue, or sometimes we call it as a banner blindness, because of consumer, they normally seek for the authentic, relevant, non-intrusive punya content. So result dia adalah the marketers, they need to adopt the creative and also the personalized punya approach in order for them to cut off all this particular noise to capture the consumer attention effectively. So another challenge is that the impact of IMC is that the advertisement or ads blocker affecting the digital advertising itself. So the ads blocker is actually the software programs that prevent the advertisement runs, and then from being displayed on the website ataupun on the apps, whereby the disrupting the traditional digital advertising model itself. So then younger demographic nowadays, they are going to challenge this particular digital advertisers who rely on the display advertisement ataupun pop-ups ataupun any other interactive punya format. So then diorang akan tutup langkah, close and everything in terms of that particular items. So the next one, which is in terms of the ongoing marketing revolution changing in the rules of marketing itself. So marketing landscape nowadays continuously evolve, okay, and they shift. There is a certain shift in terms of the customer preferences. So company, they need to embrace new technologies. They need to come up with new experiment with the innovative strategies, and they need to constantly monitor and respond to the shift of the consumer behavior and the market punya dynamic. So the next one, which is in terms of the 1.3, which is what is actually the promotion mix, what are the tools that we are having for the IMC. So promotion, as to refresh back what is actually promotion. So promotion can be defined as coordination of all the seller initiated effort to set up a channel of information and persuasion, and also they are selling goods and also services or promoting the idea of that particular matter. So when we talk about promotion, normally we have the promotion mix. So the promotion mix is actually the tools that to accomplish the organization communication objective. And the promotion mix tools consists of advertising, direct marketing, digital or internet marketing, sales promotion, public relation or publicity, and also we have personal selling. So this particular information is actually the basic tools that you can recall back what you have learned in the previous semester. So the next one, in terms of the first one, which is advertising, can someone share your ideas on what do you understand on advertising? Can I have Firdaus?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so what do you understand about advertising actually, Firdaus?
What do I understand about? It is the activity
Uh-huh.
from the person how advertise about something or company or product or
Okay,
promotion. Okay.
okay. So basically hampir CP in terms of that particular definition.
Okay.
So normally advertising can be defined as any paid form of non-personal communication, which normally it can be organization, it can be a product, it can be services, or it can be an idea by that particular identified punya sponsor. So when we talk about advertising, as we are talking that advertising, you need to pay for it. So the paid aspect of this particular item is actually reflects the fact that the space for you to allocate for that particular advertisement, or the time that you need to advertise that particular advertisement in order for you to convey the message, of course you need to pay for it. So this particular item sometimes if you in order for you to get a certain space for that particular advertisement, sometimes certain companies daripada keuntungan tu sedang they take out and then dia donate lah a certain items. Okay, so when we talk about the non-personal components, so non-personal components, which means that the message that you try to deliver to a large group of individuals, normally often at the same times. So then it means that there is no opportunity for immediate feedback by that particular recipients lah. So which is mean you advertise and then you nak dapat feedback, dia tak boleh dapat there and then, because of it is a one-way communication. You come up with the advertisement and then you just need to wait for the the effect of it. Okay, so this one is actually, sekejap dia tak bergerak. Okay, so this one is actually one of the statistic on the leading advertisers, which is in United States in 2021, because so normally the data, they are being collected for 5 consecutive years. So you manage to see that contohnya macam Amazon, and then Comcast, Procter and Gamble, P&G. So this one is actually the summarization of the top 10 leading national advertisers throughout the whole world. In all of these particular areas, you manage to see the Warner Bros. And then Walt Disney, Walmart, Verizon Communication, and also others. So why the company they need to come up with the advertising? The benefits of using advertising is that mass advertising is actually a mass media advertising, and it is the most cost effective way in order for you to reach the large numbers of consumer. People will say that if you are going to use television, magazine, of course, in order for you to get the space for that particular advertisement, the specified time for you to advertise your product during that particular items, normally it is costly because of once you nak masuk dekat TV, you need to pay 100,000. So the cost of creating one advertisement is also 100 or might probably 100,000 or even millions ringgit. But in order for you to reach to one customer, cost you contohnya implementation 2 juta. And then population in Malaysia contohnya 30 juta. 2 juta you bagi dengan 32 juta, which is mean in order for the company to reach or convey the message to each one of the individual, dia akan jatuh jadi murah. Cuma cost, dia akan jadi cost effective lah. Cuma cost of creation of that particular television advertisement is slightly expensive. So, by doing so, company normally they try to build brand equity as it is one of the powerful, I would say that way to provide consumer with the information as well as to influence the consumer perception itself. And then there are various forms of advertising can be directed to consumer, business, channel members, or in order for them to stimulate the demand itself. So basically, there are certain types of classification of advertising, and then that particular types of advertising, I kena keluar lagi balik, buka lagi balik, okay fine. So then the classification of advertising, which is advertising to consumer, there are 3 types of it, or 3 classification. We have the first one, which is national advertising. So national advertising, which is mean that here, it is being done on national wide basis or in the most region of the country. So which is mean that here, companies, they are focusing on aiming, reaching a broad audience across the entire country itself. So then well-known company contohnya macam P&G ke, Samsung ke, iPhone ke, Nestle ke, normally you manage to see that all these particular companies or brands, they are being seen on the prime time of television. So when we are talking about the prime time, kita bercakap pasal yang pukul 8 malam sampai pukul 9 malam ataupun 10 malam. Kalau siang hari, pukul 12 tengah hari sampai pukul 2 tu. So that which is mean at that particular items, okay. So the next one, which is the classification of advertising, they have a retail ataupun local advertising. So localized advertising basically ataupun kita panggil sebagai regional advertising, which they specifically focus on the specific store ataupun a specific local services in order for that particular business establishment itself. So the next one, which is primary versus selective demand of advertising, which is they designed to stimulate the demand for general product class or the entire industry. And this one, they focuses on creating demand for a specific company brand itself, because normally company, they produces abundance of heaps of products. So dia akan ada the best seller product. So then they focus on that particular product yang demand dia paling tinggi, itulah yang dia akan buat advertisement for that particular product items. Okay, so the next one, which is in terms of classification of advertising, but this one advertising to business market, because we need to remember product can be divided into two. We have product that meant for consumer, and also we have product that meant for business itself, so the business user. So advertising to business and also professionals normally can be done through all these particular items. So when we talk about business to business advertising, is when the company they targets individuals who buy or influence the purchase of industrial goods and also services for their own company itself. When we talk about the professional advertising, here we are looking in terms of the company targets professionals such as doctors, lawyers, dentists, engineers, professors, to encourage the use of company's product in the business operation lah. Contohnya you boleh tengok lah, kalau macam doktor dia akan pergi kat all this particular pharmacy, they are going to go to this particular clinic and then come up with a recommendation, okay, ubat ni yang paling okay, ubat ni apa yang paling in dekat dalam market. And then we also have the trade advertising, which is focuses on target advertising to marketing channel members such as wholesaler, distributors, retailers, in order for them to encourage them to stock, to promote, to resell the manufacturer's branded products to the customer itself. Okay, until that part, want to ask? Any questions?
So far, no.
Okay, kalau I terlalu laju bagi tahu ya. Okay, can we have like 3 minutes break? Sakit tekak. 3 minutes break. If you want to go to ladies or gentlemen, you can do your business accordingly.
Boleh, madam.
Okay, so welcome back. Kenapa semua orang tak buka kamera hari ni?
Kena buka
Yes. Dalam kelas rules and regulation hari tu, not hari tu, yesterday, I mention apa? Ni seorang pun tak ada buka.
Kai.
Ama.
Kai yang tanya, lepas tu dia pun tak buka.
Itulah tu Kai.
Okay, shall we continue? So the next one, the first one is actually advertising. So the second one is actually direct marketing. So what is actually direct marketing? So can I have Kai? What is actually direct marketing? Dah hilang dah? Khairul Rohaizat, okay. Calling once, Kai. Calling twice, Kai. Panggil kali ketiga, Kai.
Sorry madam. Sorry what I terlepas. I was in toilet.
What is actually, what do you understand about the direct marketing?
Direct marketing is like email, right?
Sure,
Sorry?
sure.
Wait communicating
Betul.
Yes. I'm firm.
Confirm.
Confirm. Lock.
Salah.
Salah.
Nak kena repeat balik MKT425 ni.
Alamak.
Okay. So, direct marketing is actually a way for the marketers to communicate directly with the target consumer, to generate a response and also to come up with a transaction. So direct marketing involve activities such as direct mail. Bukan email je, direct mail, mail order, database management, direct selling, telemarketing, direct response advertisement through direct mail, internet, and also any other various broadcast and also print media. So company normally they use this particular direct marketing tools as one of the way, which one of it direct response advertising. So direct response advertising normally they are going to promote the products and encourage the consumer to purchase directly from the manufacturer by using direct mail, online or any other broadcast and also print advertising. Saya nak cerita direct marketing. Kai pernah ada orang datang kat rumah you jual kapet ke?
Pernah.
So that one is direct marketing.
Daus. Okay.
Kalau you duduk dekat hostel and then kawan you datang jual biskut raya, nasi lemak, burger. So that one is direct marketing.
Okay,
Okay?
madam. Okay, noted.
Okay. So the next one, which is what is actually the use of direct marketing also. So direct marketing basically company they can able to use direct marketing because of company foresee that although it is a traditional way, but recently there is a rapid growth, especially in the mobile devices, which it has an internet connection. And it can fueling the growth of direct marketing, which is mean that here consumer can go straight to the smartphone or tablet to search whatever the product or services that they want, and then which they are comfortable with making purchases from the mobile devices. So you are using your TikTok, your for example Shopee, Lazada, or any other online platforms accordingly. So that one is also one of the way for them to do a direct marketing. So one of the major trends in marketing, basically it has emerged over the past decade, which is we call it as omni-channel retailing. So omni-channel retailing, which is a company they sells products through multiple distribution channel. So which is mean they have their retail store, the physical store, and then they have online store, and then they have catalogs, they have the mobile apps. Can you give me example of one company which use omni-channel retailing? Can you come up with one example? One example, please.
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Okay, so Starbucks, they are using their mobile apps. Ada kan? Tapi dia ada katalog ke?
Katalog tak sure, tak ada rasanya.
Katalog tak ada. So selain daripada tu, any
Uh,
other?
IKEA.
Here. Okay, sekejap. Ada pula ni incoming call. Sebentar. Siapa ni call I ni? Sekejap ya.
Daus, maksudnya Omni Marketing ni dia apps ke?
Ya saya.
Dia apps
Dia macam nak explain Betul macam tu kot.
Oh, katalog tu pula dia macam ada harga something like that, right?
Dia akan bagi tahu details lain sikit lah macam tu lah.
Macam T-Life kot.
Delay, not sure. Maybe lah sebab aku buat search. Kebanyakannya Nike, Sephora, ada yang Apple.
Okay. Kena tunggu Medan explain.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Ada suruh tukar timetable. Okay. So what again tadi? I can't hear you.
IKEA, madam.
Okay. So what happened to IKEA?
IKEA basically dia tak ada use katalog. Tapi
Actually, if you manage to see that IKEA also have a catalog actually.
ada.
In those days, they try to put the catalog inside of each one of the postal box at each one of the houses, and then they use this particular catalogs lah. But nowadays, in order for them to reduce the cost, so then if you want to get the catalogs, normally they try to accommodate it by once you're visiting IKEA, so then you manage to see that ada catalog yang disediakan dekat IKEA. So another company, you can have a look in terms of Avon also. Avon is actually one of the company also by using the omni channels. Ini kalau yang ada guna catalogs lah, but kalau kita tak guna catalogs, just like macam tadi, for example, Starbucks, and then what we are looking in terms of contohnya any other brands, for example macam Rico Rinaldi, and then when we talk about contohnya Zalora, so all of these particular companies also they are using the omni channels retailing itself. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so the third one, which is we have the digital or internet marketing. So this particular slide basically is giving an understanding on digital and also the internet marketing tools. So there are three ways of how the company can execute in terms of the digital or the internet marketing itself. Well, which if they accommodating that particular digital marketing, and then they can have an what we call it as an interactive media. So interactive media, it allows the user to participate in and modify the forms and content of information they receive in a real time. And normally interactive media, it refers to the digital platform or content which it can allows users to actively engage with the influence of information that they want to consume. So interactive media basically it has several formats and also features and then which normally it encourage what we call it as a user engagement. So then they try to include, for example, interactive website, interactive mobile application, the social media platform, online games, the virtual reality experience, live streaming, and also some other methods itself. Okay, so the next one, which is digital digital marketing or internet marketing, we have the social media. So social media refers to the online, which is, it means that communication and interaction using to create, share, and also exchange the content of that particular matters. And then we have another one, which is the mobile marketing. So mobile marketing is actually can be used as to deliver the messages that specifically focus to the consumer location or the consumption situation that delivered by using the cell phone, smartphone, tablets, or even it can be some of the handheld punya devices. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of using the digital marketing or internet marketing? Basically, it can create what we call it as the interactive nature of the internet, and also the social media enables marketers to gather all the valuable punya personal information from the customer and also prospect to adjust it according to their offers accordingly. So then one of the company which is managed to do it, which is a Shop Savvy, which is it is a apps which they accommodate the shop smarter, not harder. Which it allows the shopper to make a price comparison before making a purchase. Just like macam Trivago also, before you are going to booking book a certain hotels, and then you will check dekat apa ni Trip ataupun dekat apa lagi nama tu, booking.com, Agoda, but Trivago they try to accommodate all of this particular selection. Okay, so the next one, sales promotion. So Azri Noor, what is actually sales promotion? What do you understand about sales promotion? Azri Noor?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so what do you understand on sales promotion?
For me, the sales promotion is when they are they are lowering the price of the product to make it customer buy it.
Again, I can't hear you clearly.
Dia murahkan harga barang untuk promotion.
Mm-hmm. Itu je.
Itu je.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically sales promotion is actually, we call it as the incentive, and it is a short-term basis where the marketers, they are going to provide this particular short-term incentive as giving an extra value or the incentive to this particular customers, or sorry, consumers, and then sales force, people who are working as a salespeople, distributor, all these particular retailers, agent, brokers, in order for them to get certain incentive by promoting or pushing this particular product in the market. So basically it can create a stimulating immediate sales for that particular product matter, because of you are giving all this particular, for example, coupon, rebate, purchase with purchase, or you come up with a game or contest and then sweepstakes. So normally it can encourage people or distributor or the sales force to engage in this particular sales promotion. So there are two types of sales promotion categories. We are looking in terms of consumer oriented or trade oriented, and this one I don't have to touch it because of you dah belajar benda ni, and then you just can refresh back from the next one. Okay. So the next one, which is we are having this public relation. So public relation basically, sekejap. So public relation basically, it is one of the things that is being defined as a strategic communication process that the company wants to build mutually beneficial relationship between the organization and also with the publics. And normally a company, they try to come up with a broader objective rather than the publicity itself, because of the purpose is to establish and maintain a positive image of the company among its particular various publics. So one of the company which is, oh sorry, ya Allah bergerak. Oh, tak bergerak kat you all, right? Okay. So one of the company which is as the this illustrated here, which is Honda, they are doing what we call it as a CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility Campaign, which it communicates a company stance on important issues. Contohnya macam social values ke, business ethics ke, diversity ke, environmental things, and then community involvement, and then the advertisement also, it can promote Honda commitment to build the fuel efficient product. Contohnya dia nak tunjukkan all this particular innovative of all the items that they have for that particular Honda itself. So when we talk about public relation, one of it is actually normally we are also looking in terms of the publicity. So publicity is actually non-personal communication, which regarding the organization, products, services, idea, and also not directly paid for or run under that particular identified sponsorship. So companies normally, they are using the publicity because of it is very credible, and at the same time also it is a low cost itself. So I'm sorry. A company, they can use publicity as you manage to see that a lot of company, they use publicity to tap into what we call it as a news punya stories. Either it can be a positive or negative, but major company, they are using this particular publicity as one of the way. So one of the question is that, contohnya macam the current issues lah right now, okay, in terms of McDonald's and then KFC, and then you manage to see that these particular companies, they try to come out with the content of the stories because of due to this particular unforeseen punya situation, which is the situation which is in Palestine. So then you manage to see that there is a negative impact on this particular matter. So on the other side, how they want to encounter this particular issue. Kalau you nampak kat depan-depan KFC, dia ada letak pula dekat situ kan macam banner kan. Apa dia tulis? Jacobs. KFC adalah, Malaysia adalah anak syarikat something-something Jacob, something-something macam tu. I tak tahu you all semua perasan ke tak? Ada ke tak ada? Ada ke tak ada?
Yang mana madam?
KFC.
GST?
Ada perasan tak kalau you all lalu pas by depan KFC, dia ada letak banner sekarang ni kat depan KFC?
Perasan madam.
Tak perasan?
Perasan.
Perasan? Ada kan dia letakkan KFC adalah anak syarikat Jacob ini semua, and then dia minta orang suruh support. Betul?
Betul.
And then how about the Starbucks also? Starbucks pun dia ada buat juga kan? Publicity kan? So then dia cakap, okay, Starbucks is actually the company yang involved adalah Allah, apa nama company tu daripada Vincent Chan. Yes, Berjaya punya apa ni corporations, okay. And then currently they are having loss, and then some of the Starbucks punya outlet pun dah banyak yang tutup, ada few yang dah tutup. So basically that these are the negative impact on that particular matters. Because certain ways company they can manage to see that there is certain publicity, it is positive, and that particular positivity it can brings additional benefits, ataupun it can increase the value of the businesses, or they can come up with a donation in terms of that particular items. So this one they can enlighten that particular companies in terms of in terms of these particular items as another way which when they are facing negative publicity, so then it will damage or tarnish the brand itself or the company itself, and sometimes it can give a big impact to this particular matters accordingly. So the next one, personal selling. So personal selling is actually form of person-to-person communication, which the seller attempt to assist or to persuade the prospective buyers, okay, to encourage the purchase of the company's product, or to act on a certain ideas itself. So person selling normally it involves face-to-face interaction, or it can be a direct communications through phone calls, and then emails, video conferences, basically. It is a way for them to accommodate this particular face-to-face punya attempt. So the characteristics of the personal selling itself, it allows the seller to give an immediate or precise feedback to this particular customer, and at the same time also they can solve a certain problems, okay, involving and then they can come up with the consultation selling, and also they can serve as a two-way communication, because of if the customer they are not they don't understand a certain item, they can ask apa ni directly during that particular consultation punya session, or the sales representative itself, they can tailor a specific message and presentation according to the needs of that particular preferences of the customer. So that is actually the use of the personal selling. Okay, so the next one, which is we are looking in terms of what we call it as the IMC, in terms of involving audience contact. Okay, so the audience context nowadays, if you have a look or you have heard about what we call it as a touch point. So touch point is actually refers to every opportunities a customer has to see or hear about the company, or about its brand, or about they want to encounter or experience with that particular matters. So when it comes to this particular matter, touchpoint can be divided into several categories, and one of it is actually company created touchpoint. So company created touch point is actually a planned marketing communication message which created by the company. So for example, the company, they are using the advertisement, they are using the website, the social media, and then they are using the news releases or press release, the packaging itself, the communication, the sales promotion, the point of purchase display in the store, or the other type of store punya decoration is actually what we call it as a touch point, because you want the customer to experience with it, to see that particular items as regard to that particular items the company created. So the second one, which is in terms of intrinsic touch point. So intrinsic touch point is actually where interaction that occurs with the company or brand during the process of buying and also using that particular product and also services, which normally it includes design, functioning of the company, the website of the company, the social media of the company, which contain the product information, and then it will impact the customer experience using that particular product. So then you tunjuklah all this particular description about that particular product items. So the next one, which is we have unexpected touch point. So unexpected touch point, which is mean here, it is unanticipated punya references or information about the company or brands that the customer or the prospect receive, which is beyond the control of the organisation. Contohnya kan macam unexpected touch point, contohnya macam you manage to get information daripada friends ke, daripada associate ke, daripada neighbor ke, daripada co-worker ke, daripada family members, which is not directly from the company. So that one, the company they cannot control in terms of this particular unanticipated punya references. So people normally when they purchase a certain products, the most influential type of this particular touch point is actually by using the unexpected, because of companies they cannot forego in terms of the word of that one is actually the personal communication that comes from your friends. Contohnya ni, yang ni bagus. So then walaupun dekat website tu dah tulis all this particular description, tapi you lebih percaya kawan you, so then dia akan jadi something which is berlainan. So this particular unexpected message normally comes from the other sources of media also. It can be in terms of the broadcast stories ataupun any expert yang tulis review about that particular product items. And this particular unexpected touch point normally very influential website ataupun apps dia akan review this particular product and services. Contohnya macam if you want to buy handphone, if you want to buy cars, if you want to buy any other devices, or if you want to get a recommendation to go a certain places for you to have a visit. So then these particular sites normally they provide the expert reviews, while others might probably give reviews from the other customer itself lah. So contohnya macam TripAdvisor, dia become grown of one of the most popular travel destination and also accommodation, and then they have about 500 million unique monthly. It covers, okay, come up with a listing of restaurant and then hotels, selection, vacation rentals, and also attraction for that particular places that the customer would like to go. But certain people, they rely on review daripada Googles. So then for a variety of local businesses, contohnya kalau nak pergi makan kat restoran yang something yang best, awak tengok Google punya review, rating star dia berapa pula kan. So it helps millions of unique visitors for each month, okay, to go through these particular reviews on the website in order for them to get this particular informations, important information sources itself. So the last one, which is the customer initiated touch point. So customer initiated touch point is actually when it occurs whenever the customer or prospect contact that particular companies. So which is me, customer tu sendiri, they call directly to the company, or they directly to the website, which the customer they are being directed to that particular matters. So as illustration, Okay, so these are the audience context that you managed to see, the summarization of IMC audience context, and these are the impact, okay, in terms of using the touch point. Okay, so the last part of chapter, which is sekejap. So this one is actually paid, on, earn, and also media. So this one you all dah belajar dulu. So then I tak payah. Okay, so for this particular subject, towards the end of the semester, you are going to come up with an IMC plan. So companies normally they need to come up with the IMC planning process, which integrated marketing communication management. It involves the processes, okay, of planning, execute, evaluate, controlling the use of promotion mix element to effectively communicate with the target's audience. So marketers normally they are going to consider which promotion tools that they need to use and how they should integrate that particular tools to achieve the marketing objective or to achieve the communication objective. So towards the end of the semester, what you need to do is actually you need to come up with the integrated marketing communication plan, which IMC plan, it is a framework for developing, implementing, controlling the organization IMC programs. So these are the summary, okay, of the IMC planning model. So basically we have the first one, which is an introduction, what is actually marketing plan. So basically, marketing plan is actually described on the overall marketing strategy and also program for that particular organization. And in marketing plan, normally it consists of details, situation analysis. So then you need also to come up with the marketing objective, the time frame, and then the selection of target markets, who is actually the target markets, and then the company need to come up with a marketing strategy, which by executing or take into consideration in terms of the 4 elements of marketing mix, which is the product, price, place, and also promotion. And then they also need to come up with the marketing strategy, which is they need to determine the specific tasks that they need to perform, and what are the responsibility. And then in the marketing plan also, company need to do monitoring and also evaluating the performance and also giving the feedback, because of you want to do some necessary changes according to the overall marketing strategy ataupun the overall marketing tactics. So after the company come up with the marketing plan, now they need to foresee in terms of they need to review their marketing plans. So when they want to review their marketing plans, they need to understand where is the brand has been into the market, and then currently what is actually the brand position, and then in terms of the quality, in terms of the price in the market, and then they need to understand where the brands want to go. Is it they want to focus on the localized market, or they want to go to international market, or they want to be this particular global market? And then they also need to understand how the brands plans to go there, which is mean they need to have a time frame, and then they also need to have how they should execute this particular plan accordingly. So in the IMC plan also, normally companies they need to come up with what we call it as the internal analysis and also the external analysis. So internal analysis is actually when the company itself, they are going to assess the relevant areas involved with the product and also services offering and the firm itself. So here we are looking in terms of the internal of the company, or we are looking in terms of the product and services created by that particular company. So company need to assess in terms of, okay, what is actually the strength and also the weaknesses of the product, what actually is actually in terms of the strength and weaknesses of the company, what is actually the advantages, and then is there any unique selling point or benefits that you want to have, and then what is actually your packaging, what is actually your pricing strategies, and then in terms of the design, okay ke tak okay. So all of this particular matter is actually internally in terms of that particular company. But company also need to come up with the external analysis. So external analysis are those particular factors that will influence the company in terms of the development of the promotion strategy. So here we are looking in terms of the characteristics of the customer itself, and then which is a perception of customer about that particular brand, about that particular product macam mana. Attitude dia positive ataupun negative attitude towards the brand. And then what is actually the lifestyle of that particular customer. And then what are the criteria of making that particular purchase decision, and what is actually the market segmentation, and then the positioning itself, strategies, and then in terms of the competitors, in terms of the key elements. So all of these particular items, company need to foresee accordingly. Okay, so the next one, in terms of the analysis. So when we talk about the analysis of communication process, so now company need to analyze how they want to communicate with the customer. So it involves analyzing the receiver's response processes. What are the sources that you want to distribute or disseminate this particular information? What are the messages that you want to disseminate, and what are the channels that you are using? So this is actually very important based on your or the company's marketing objective, because of it will affect the overall marketing programs of the company in terms of their sales, their market share, the profitability of the companies. So the companies itself, they need to highlight in terms of the processes that will customer go through when they want to respond to this particular communication. So they have a high interest on that particular product, low interest on that particular product, or might probably it is a routine decision sebab kita memang perlu beli benda ni hari-hari ataupun kena guna benda ni setiap bulan. So basically, certain companies, they are using celebrity as a spokesperson. But why they want to use the spokesperson? Kenapa dia kena ada, contohnya kalau macam designer, kenapa dia nak kena ada all this particular celebrities to be dia punya muse untuk dia punya advertisement? So what media mix should be used, and then the cost for each one of the channels, semua ini termasuk sekali dekat dalam analysis of the communication process. Selepas you buat analysis, now the company need to come up with the budget. So tentatively, budget is actually when you are going to come up with the budget for the communication punya budget. So companies normally, they need to think about how they are going to allocate the budget across a different media. Because of company, they might probably have a traditional media, and then they have a digital marketing punya media. So based on that particular items, companies, they don't want to be overriding atau overriding decision in any promotion campaign, and the most crucial is actually planning a budget. So they need to think about how much they should spend for the promotion program cost, and how much money that they should allocate for this particular promotion, these particular items, and ideally that the amount for them to spend for the promotion, normally it determined in terms of the accomplishment of the communication objective. So company will go back to the objective. Tengok objective dia tu apa, you nak capai apa, and then you are going to spend the money according to that particular objective, apa yang you nak attain. Kalau you nak brand awareness, so then these are the things that you should spend. If you want to get, for example, customer relationship management, which is mean here we are looking in terms of the long-term relationship. So then apa pula cara dia nak kena buat, berapa banyak pula kita nak kena spend. So by the end of the day, Selepas itu, company they are going to develop the integrated marketing communication program. So here, it involves deciding the roles and the importance for each one of the promotion element. So then they need to choose the media strategy, nak guna TV ke, radio ke, internet ke, TikTok ke, or whatsoever. So semua benda tools tu dia akan discuss in this particular subtopic. And then the last one, which is selepas the company need to execute all these particular items, of course, they need to have a monitoring, evaluation, and controlling that particular items. So here we are looking in terms of understanding and determine how well the program will be, because of this one is actually the final stage of IMC process. So then the company need to design to help the managers to determine in terms of the meeting whether the programs that they create meeting the communication objective, and it also can help the firm's accomplishment by the overall marketing goals and also objective itself. So basically, company also need to evaluate the promotion programs that you have conducted earlier on. So what are the results, and then the effectiveness of the programs. Is there any measuring controls for the adjusting the promotion strategies? And companies normally they have all this particular analytics to measure the effectiveness accordingly based for each one of the communication tools planned by the companies. So that's all for chapter 1. Sadaqallahul Azim. Any questions that you want to ask as regard to chapter 1? Any questions?
So far, no, madam.
So far so good ke, dah teringat dah nak buka puasa makan apa?
Tak ada, tak ada.
Okay. So, I will share the link untuk you all masuk ke dalam Microsoft Teams nanti dekat kita punya group WhatsApp. So then nanti please enter to that particular Microsoft Teams, and then next week I try to use Microsoft Teams to see whether okay ke tak pula. We do trial and error lah. So this one is actually the disadvantage of using the online punya session. So then we need to do trial and error. Okay, so if there is no other question, I will say that thank you very much everyone for your attendance today. Inshallah, I will see you all again next week, and then please look forward for the rest of the chapters, okay, provided through YouFuture, and then you can able to download the syllabus, the lesson plan, and also the rest of item which is I already upload dekat dalam YouFuture. So then, thank you very much everyone. Selamat berbuka puasa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Selamat berbuka puasa.